how to succeed in life, how to know if I'm going the right way, how to be a better person even. Well, at least for me, these are things I would love to learn. But we don't have instructions on how to live, unfortunately. Or maybe fortunately, because then we get to enjoy life and we get to be surprised. So here are some of the questions I did ask myself throughout my college years. At least some of them. I tried to come up with a few topics that maybe you would relate with on how to do these things. How to feel like you belong. Tell you that although I was indeed happy, throughout my 5 years in college, I did feel there was still something missing sometimes. There was this void, and it would change within time. Sometimes I would feel like I was missing someone. Sometimes I would feel like I was not confident enough about myself. Sometimes I would have other fears, like what will I do after I graduate? Is this actually what I want to do for life? Well, spoiler alert, it wasn't. As you know, I'm not a lawyer anymore. And then there were indeed happy days, but also some lows along my journey. As it turns out, I did graduate. That was definitely one of the happiest days in my life. And when that day came, I realized that even though I had indeed felt like there were lots of things missing throughout my 5 years there, that's when I realized those things, they were not missing. I was complete. And yes, people, moments, things, we need them somehow. But they only add. They are not essential for us to get through anything. So I was complete, and so are you. You are complete. There was this one specific person. Her name is Livia. She was one of my professors. And with her, I learned a lot about labor law, how to do many things when it comes to labor law. I actually wrote my thesis on that. And gosh, I don't remember much of it. I think that if it was for me to read my thesis today, I would think like, oh, did I write that myself? But a lot more than that, Livia, she taught us how to live life. Because she wasn't only concerned we would learn all of the concepts and that we would get A's in her tests. She knew, as college students, we needed more. She knew that because she had been there one day, we were going through a lot. And I might not remember many of the classes that I had in college, but I do remember that one day she told us a story. It's a kid's book. And I brought it here so I can read it to you today. And Livia, actually, she was, although I don't work with law anymore, she inspired me in many ways. Her love for education is one of the things that inspired me to be here today. She was actually one of my recommenders. She wrote me a letter of recommendation so I could be here today. And well, it's something I will treasure forever. And you might think this is lame. It's a kid's book, after all, but it really is meaningful. And remember how I said throughout college, I did feel like I had many missing pieces. This is what this book is about. Do we really need to find those missing pieces? What are them even? So, if you allow me, I'll read this to you, especially because this is a public speaking class after all, and we've been talking a lot about storytelling, right? And I haven't told you any story, but the things I told you about myself, of course. So, let's do this. Oh, and this is actually a really great example of the assertion evidence model because the book is really simple. Just basic guidelines with visual supporting evidence. It was a missing piece, and it was not happy. So it set off in search of its missing piece. I think many of us can relate to that, right? And as it rode, it sang this song. Oh, I'm looking for my missing piece. I'm looking for my missing piece. Hi-dee-ho, here I go, looking for my missing piece. Sometimes it baked in the sun. But then the cool rain would come down. And sometimes it was frozen by the snow. But then the sun would come and warm it again. And because it was missing a piece, it could not roll very fast, so it would stop to talk to a ward. Or smell a flower. And sometimes it would pass a beetle. And sometimes the beetle would pass it. And this was the best time of all. There's a butterfly here. And on it went over oceans. Oh, I'm looking for my missing piece, over land and over seas. So grease my knees and fleece my bees. I'm looking for my missing piece. Through swamps and jungles, up mountains and down mountains. Until one day, lo and behold, I found my missing piece, it sang. I found my missing piece. So grease my knees and fleece my bees. I found my, wait a minute, said a piece. Before you go greasing your knees and fleecing your bees, here's the piece. I am not your missing piece. I am nobody's piece. I am my own piece. And even if I was somebody's missing piece, I don't think I'd be yours. Wow. Oh, it said sadly, I'm sorry to have bothered you. And on it rode. It found another piece. But this one was too small. And this one was too big. This one was a little too sharp. And this one was too square. One time, that's one of my favorite parts, it seemed to have found the perfect piece, but it didn't hold it tightly enough. Oh, it wasn't this one, sorry. And lost it. Another time, it held too tightly, and it broke. So on and on it rode, having adventures, falling into holes, and bumping into stone walls. And then one day it came upon another piece that seemed to be just right. "Hi," it said. "Hi," said the piece. "Are you anybody else's missing piece?" "Not that I know of." "Well, maybe you want to be your own piece?" "I can be someone's and still be my own." "Well, maybe you don't want to be mine." "Maybe I do. Maybe we won't fit well." It fit. It fit perfectly at last. And away it rolled, and because it was now complete, it rolled faster and faster, faster than it had ever rolled before. So fast that it could not stop to talk to a worm or smell a flower. Too fast for a butterfly to land. But it could sing its happy song, right? At last it could sing, "I found my missing piece." And it began to sing, I found my missing piece. I found my missing piece. So quick, I found. Oh my. Now that it was complete, it could not sing at all. Aha, it thought. So that's how it is. So it stopped rolling. And it sat the piece down gently and slowly rolled away. And as it rolled, it softly sang, "Oh, I'm looking for my missing piece. I'm looking for my missing piece. Hi-de-ho, here I go, looking for my missing piece." Well, I love that story. And many of you might be thinking, the missing piece are only people and love relationships, right? But no. There are plenty things to choose from when it comes to what are our missing pieces. I don't know what are your missing pieces as of right now. But I do know that you are complete. And the answer to fill that void is within you. And it might take you a while to keep on rolling and happily singing again. But it is within you. So if it happens to be a piece you are holding too tight, it can be a person you should let go of. It can be a fear that's haunting you. Let go of it. If you're feeling alone, the butterflies will eventually cross your path. And then fly again, and then come back. And if you feel like you're so overwhelmed, you're rolling way too fast, try to slow down. And why not smell the flowers, That's all I have to talk to you about today. I could still be talking about fake news and information literacy, but instead, I chose to tell you this story on how to keep on rolling.